Tasmi namo gurave na guroh paramam shishurasmi guroh matirasti gurau mama pahi guru. I hope you all are prepared for today's assignment. Today is the second assignment, which will include the dictation of Sanyuktaksharani and advanced words. We'll also have reading and writing, similar to what was done in assignment 1. Before we start the assignment, we'll have a little time to do some revision and also play some games. First, I would like to review the first assignments. We'll just discuss about the first assignment, how it went. So I have got to correct most of your assignments, and I want to discuss a few points where a lot of people made the common mistakes. So the frequently missed question was the p plus I. So the p plus I was frequently missed because of this hook at the top. People had mostly written it as pay, but it is pi. So I think if you look at it, I think it's clear. It would have just been a like in the rush, you would have just assumed it's pay, but I think everyone understands how. So another one was the confusion in pronouncing nga and nya. So the last question of the reading assignment was ngaha. So it's pronounced like nga, something like that, and this is pronounced like nya. This comes in the cha varga. This comes in the cha varga. This comes in the ka varga. Ka, kha, ga, gha, nga, and cha, cha, ja, jha, nya. So try to observe where that is in your mouth. This is from the kantham, or the throat, and this is from the talu, or the palate. So try to observe whether you get the pronunciation from the right place or not. But this is for a pronunciation class, but I just still wanted to include it because even while writing, I think a dictation had nya. And when you wrote it, many of you had written nga, and I think this is a really confusing part of the assignment. And the next one is, a lot of you have thought that nga is a gunitakshara. I think because you just saw a dot here and assumed it could have been daha, something like that. So this is daha, which is a gunitakshara, and this is nga. So nga is it is a vargiya vyanjana. We just learned it is in the ka varga. Okay, next one is the difference between ba and va. I think one question said ba plus a is equal to va. So if you miss the line in the middle, this is an incorrect statement, but many had written it as correct. So if you put the line inside it, it is ba. This is correct now. So ba and va are just really similar. Another thing was pe naha. I think this word is not common, so maybe you haven't heard it before. That's why the mistake. Pe naha. So this is ha. I've gotten all types of answers for this one, not anything particularly similar. Pe naha, and try to observe the difference in pronouncing na and na. So na is just like na, tattha dadha na. It's a dantya. So behind the teeth, you're pronouncing na, and this is na. That is tathadadhana. That is a murdhanya. So it's a cerebral. You have to pronounce it from the top. Now you have to pronounce it behind the teeth. So it's not too important for this class, but it does help to know, especially when you do the writing assignment. So you understand what I'm saying, whether it is pe naha or pe naha. Na is the second one, and na, the simple na, is the first one. Okay, this one is, so many letters look similar, as we know. So I'll just write them down. You try to imagine what they sound like in your mind for now. Okay. Okay, nga. I didn't write the halantam because I was just explaining the pronunciation. If it has a halantam, it is a vargya vyanjana. So for our easy understanding, usually when teaching letters, we don't put a halantam for each and every letter. But vyanjana means there is a halantam at the bottom. Okay. Okay, so now I hope you have read these letters. So the first one is tr. The next one is tra. The next one is through. So the next one is through, the long one. The next is tr. So this is ta plus the r. The next one is ta plus ra. The next is ta plus ra plus u. And this one is the same plus u, the long u. This is the long ru. R. So this is a gunitakshara. This is a gunitakshara. The rest are can be considered sanyuktaksharas. Tra can be written in two ways. Tra, or like you will see both ways in the book. Just like pra, where there's a line over here. So the next one is the difference. I think this is a more of a problem related to your difference between Samskritam and your mother tongue. But a lot of people have confusion between ta, tha, and dha, and dha also. I understand that this is the alpa prana, mahaprana, so it could be difficult to understand ta and tha. But the and this dha comes from a totally different place. This is a dantya. So tatha dadha. It is in the same varga, but it's still a different letter altogether. And dha comes from a totally different place. It's a murdhanya. So it comes in the ta varga. Yeah. Ta, tha, dha, and this is dha. So these letters aren't in English, so we can't give much examples for tha, dha, and dha exactly. But I wanted to clear this difference. And now another thing is, some people are ignoring the, okay, let me just zoom out. So, yeah, some people are ignoring the visarga. So, there is a visarga at the end, you have to pronounce it. Like in Damaruhu. So in Damaruhu, a lot of people did not put the visarga, just saying Damaru. So you have to pronounce the visarga. Another thing is, of course, the repa itself. Some people are putting the O over here. We've discussed the ra is special. This is ru and this is ru. So that is the difference. Please put it on top. It does not go at the bottom. One more thing is, there were around 10 points. So another one is the difference between lu, l, l, lu, and l. Similar to what we saw for tra. So I know they look very similar. This is la plus u, first one. This is la plus r, the vowel r. This next one is the vowel l itself. This is the only vowel here. This is lu dirgham. This is la plus r dirgham. So this and this are u, this and this are r. The middle one is a vowel. The next point is, some people are writing a different letter for visarga. Shuna kaha. So this is how we write shuna kaha. Some are writing it as shuna kaha. This is not correct. So visarga is different and this is different. So please write the visarga itself. It's very rare that ha will come in the words that I'm dictating. So it won't come. So just write shuna kaha. I think when you look at books and read more, you may find some other words with the ha ending, but it is just a visarga. So please include the visarga. Another one is, Duravani has been written in very different ways, and the pronunciation is what we have to look at. A lot of people have forgotten to pronounce the ra. They have pronounced it as Durvani. That would be if ra was having a halantam. So if ra had a halant at the bottom, that would be Durvani, right? Or if it had this, but it's a full letter. So it is Duravani, Duravani. That is one thing. The last thing is the difference between sha, and sa. So sha is pronounced like in shell, the English shell, or shake. I have to do this and give you examples because I think it's a very difficult differentiation. Sha is in harsh, so you can just think harsh. So sha is pronounced harshly, it's sha. So this is more like in soft. So this is pronounced softly, sa. That's the difference. Yeah, so Ganesha, some had written a different sha for that. It is Ganesha. So it's okay, you will get your responses sooner or later. We're slowly sending the feedback for each and every one of you. So once you get the responses, you will be more clear about whatever mistakes you had done or whatever corrections need to be done. Now we'll play two games. Yeah, okay. So I'll just share my screen once again. With okay, so this was the one, per plus I is pi. So half of you got it right. I just wanted to tell that. And then we have this game. So please try to figure out which is the right order. So we're trying to build a word. If this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you have to tell me, where does the first one come? Where does Ra? Oh God. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the chat box. So this is, yeah, the first one. Ra. And then where does this come? 4. Correct. Where does A come? 2. Ja. 3. So this is R, A, J, Ny makes Ny, and then there's E, Ragni. Good. The next one is Vidya. So where does the first one come? Yes, correct. 1. Yeah. 4. Yes, 4. E. 2. A. 5. The 3. Vidya. The next one is Buddhi. Ba comes 1. O. 2. The 4. Yeah, some people said 3. So this is the plus the is the. It's written in this way, so it may be confusing, but remember this order. And then he is 5. Yeah. Madhye. Ma comes first. Ya. 4. Dha. Think 3, not 2. 2 is A, and then Madhye, A comes last. We'll look at one more game. This one's a little bit different. We have to put 3 options over here. So over here we have the word. You have to be able to read it, and I'll read it after you have some time to read it. So this is Sankshepaha. The first one, please tell me the order. First one, 1. 2. 3, correct. 3 again, yes. 1, correct. 3. Some are saying 1, but it's 3. Sankshe, A. Then P, correct. 2. Then first one. Aha, the visarga. Okay, now we are ready to do our assessment. So I will be copying this and sharing it in the chats. So this is the link for the assessment. Please get into this link. I'll walk you through each and every question, just like we did for the previous assessment. I hope everyone's able to access the link. Type yes in the comments if you are. Okay, most of you are able to. Okay. So this is assignment 2. It's going to be tricky. Let's do the preview. Okay. So the same instructions, I won't be going through the instructions again. So here it says, did you participate in today's revision? Please click yes or no. Raise your hand when you're done. You can raise your hand, yeah. With the first page. Okay, we'll move on to the next page. The next one has, once again, I think this has answers. Let me do something. I think you can continue and answer the questions while I get to the link. Continue to the section 2 and continue typing the answers. So what is a Sanyukta Aksharam? You have to be able to read the words. So it is challenging in that you have to read the Devanagari script and you have to answer the question. Like a question inside a question. Please don't type the answers in the chats. Like, it's okay, but just answer the questions with the options given. Let me send the link again for those of you who just joined. So just type an answer. Don't look at my answers. They're going to be wrong. I'll always be typing the second option. So we go to the next question. Which of the following are Sanyukta Aksharas? Remember what is a Sanyukta Aksharam? This question, if you get it right, you would be able to get this one right as well. There are more than one, there's more than one correct answer. We have up to November 20th to complete this assignment. I thought that if I guide you through the assignment, it will be a revision and practice, as this is the last teaching class. Tomorrow we'll be doing just a shlokam and from Ramayanam and a shlokam from Bhagavad Gita, and then maybe a few sentences. So please try to participate. It'll help you, but you can answer these on your own. So which of the following are Sanyukta Aksharas? Observe that they all look very similar, just like we revised tra and tra and all of that stuff. So try to remember what is a Sanyukta Akshara, what is a Gunita Akshara. The next one is, which of the following are Sanyukta Aksharas? This gives more of a split version of a word. So again, if you know what is a Sanyuktakshara, you will be able to answer this correctly. I'll always choose the second option. Don't choose my answers. The next one is the following. So try to read these letters and get to your answer. Do we write them separately or do we combine them and create a new letter? Remember what happens when Repa comes as the second Vyanjana compared to what happens when it comes as the first Vyanjana. So we'll go to the next question. Look at this and try to answer what is the right answer. Is my screen visible? Okay. So what two letters make which letter? And the next one is break down this letter. Just like we looked at the game, split the word, split the letter, split the word. This is just a letter, but we can split it. The following options are very tricky. So try to remember the word we learned for this, like Chandraha, Indraha. If you remember the word, maybe it helps to know the pronunciation and the letter, the order of the letters. And as you pronounce it, try to observe which letter is coming first, which is coming second, and then third. Okay. Next page. This is the third page where we identify true or false. Look carefully. Remember how Ra looks after it is, when it's the second Vyanjana. And this can be confused with another letter. I think I mentioned this in the last class. I'll be writing true for everything. Please don't do what I'm doing. Some of you had done that in the assignment 1. Don't copy my answers. They'll be wrong. I just need to write something so that we can go to the next section. So this is the second one. Try to think of the type as well. Like, is it type 1, type 2? Which letter is giving up its vertical line to form with the next letter? Try to think of those things. And then the next third one. Think of the order. My questions will be very tricky. So the best thing you can do is look at each letter separately and think to yourself. Instead of looking at the equation I've made, try to look at each letter separately. What is this? How do you make this? How do you make this? How do you make the first one? Just think of it for yourself. Don't look at the equation and try to do true or false, because the best way to write an exam is to understand the person who is making the exam. That's what I think. Like if we learn properly, we'll be writing answers based off of what we've learned and not based off of what we see in the questions. Questions are meant to trick us. So look at it carefully, understand why it is right or why it is wrong. That's the important part. It's not about just answering true or false. You have to understand if it's wrong, why was it wrong? Try to think if it's false, why is it false? Look carefully at every aspect, the order of the letters, which Vyanjana is first, which Vyanjana is second, the symbol. And even if it's not a Sanyuktakshara, if it's a Gunitakshara, try to think of which letters came together to form that Gunitakshara. it's not just about answering the questions again. It's about being able to split the letter and build the letter. The next one, this has 3 letters together. Okay, we'll go to the next. These are all equations, mathematics. So it should be easy for even the kids in the class, because it's just addition and subtraction, not anything difficult. But it's just to test whether you've mastered the letters or not. I mean, the numbers in Devanagari script. This really helps when we read shlokas or stotras in Sanskritam, because they all have numbers in Devanagari. This had been really tricky for me when I was a student studying in the initial years. This was somewhere where I struggled a lot. I used to count from the starting of the shloka and be like, this is 1, this is 2, and write next to them. And then, so every time I had to count from the beginning because I didn't know the numbers. So this is an important part which helped me. The best thing you can do for this question is write all the numbers down, and then write all the numbers down again in Devanagari, and then use that as a reference to write these questions down until you're perfect. Once you're perfect, you don't need to do that anymore. Because these questions are again there to trick you. And if it's false, try to think of the right answer. In your notes or somewhere, just try to write down what the right answer is. Answering like this helps you not only think of this as an exam, but also like for future practice, it helps you correct mistakes of the question itself, because this is a true or false. So question could be wrong. So, and then try to think of what the right answer is if it's wrong. Okay, think people are done. So everyone had received an assessment email for the assignment 1 and how to log in. That was an email for everybody. So if you didn't get an email about your results, don't worry, we are still correcting. It takes time. You will receive it soon. If you don't receive it even after a few days, when I say that we've finished, then we can discuss about that separately. So now we finally come to the Lekhana Abhyasa. So the same question, the same rules. The only difference is that the words will be different. So I'll stop sharing my screen because it'll be the answer key. And the answer key for assignment 1 is now available in the notes, I think, in class notes. Okay, so I hope you all are ready. So we're looking at 25 words or letters. Observe carefully my pronunciation. If necessary, pin my video so that you can see how I'm saying the words. Write the question number next to each word. Write your name and age on the right topmost corner. Use a black pen if possible. If not possible, use a pencil or whatever you need. We're starting. So the first one is Lanka. Observe the Anunasika. What kind of letter is it? Is it na, ma, na, nga, or nya? These are really confusing. So usually with whatever varga it is, the same Anunasika attaches itself. For example, if it is cha varga, we have the word pancha. So pancha was written with nya and cha together, pancha. We didn't put nga and cha together in that. So usually, as per my observation, it is that the case that the Anunasika is the same in the same varga as the letter itself. So the same applies for this word Lanka. Observe the dirgha or hrasva. Lanka. That's number one. That is Lanka itself, the place. The second one is Shighram. Observe, is it the sha in shell? Is it the sha in harsh? Is it the sa in soft? This is Shighram. How do you write gra? When repa comes after the consonant, where does the line go? The third one is kshiram. If you're not able to keep up with the speed of what I'm saying, it's better you write the question number, leave a space and move on. I'll repeat everything again once we're done. Kshiram. For the makara at the end, please write the complete makara. Some of you are just writing a dot at the top. So the anuswara can be written when it's like in a sentence or something, but we prefer when you write words in the initial times, we want you to write the whole makara. So please write the complete makara at the end. Kshiram. Observe if it's a hrasva or dirgha. And what two letters, think about what two letters form the ksha. It's not part of the question, but when we think of those things, we know how to pronounce it better. Kshiram is milk. Shighram was fast. Fast not as fasting, fast as in speed. Fourth one is pakvam. Pakvam. So which two consonants are coming together here? And how do they come together? There are 2 or 3 ways of writing this. So all ways are acceptable. After we finish, depending on how difficult it was for everybody, we will be going over a few of these. The next one is fifth one. So fourth one was pakwa, which means ripe. Fifth one is rukmini. Rukmini. So when it's a hrasva or a dirgha, observe how it's written when it combines with the sanyukta aksharam. Rukmini. Which two vyanjanas are coming together here? How do they join? So Rukmini is just a name. The sixth one is Adbhutam. 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 The next one is Padmam. Padmam. Remember when da and ma come together, a unique letter is formed. It looks different from da. It looks similar to ma, but there is a little difference. Padmam. Padmam is lotus. Adbhutam was marvelous. The eighth one is Samudram. Samudram. Observe at where the Sanyukta Akshara is. What two letters come together to form the Sanyukta Akshara? Samudram. The ninth one is Indraha. We just looked at this word in the previous section. Indraha. So it should be easy. King of gods. Samudram was ocean. The 10th one is Krishnaha. Krishnaha. Try not to use your previous knowledge from your childhood or something else. Try to remember what was taught in the class and try to observe only my pronunciation and write as per my pronunciation. That really helps. If you're trying to imagine what it would be like according to your own pronunciation or something you've heard in the past, it won't be the correct answer. Try to really pay attention to only my pronunciation when I'm saying it. Krishnaha, Krishnaha. So where is the Sanyukta Akshara? How does it combine? That is Lord Krishna, because a lot of people pronounce it as Krishna or Krishna. So this is the correct way of writing it. If you want it to come correctly on the paper, we have to pronounce it in the right way. So Krishna. The 11th one is Dhakka. Dhakka. So there are ka. It's stressed. So Dhakka. There are two kas there. Dhakka is a small drum. How do you write dha? This was missed in the assignment 1-2, where it was dhe, I think. A lot of people thought it was day or got confused with the ta varga itself, because tatha dadharna, all of them are a little bit similar. The 12th one is pragnyaha. Pragnyaha is a wise man. Think of pra. We've discussed this so many times. I think this should be clear, but the nya could be tricky. Which two letters combine together to make nya? In the game, I think we saw this in Ragni. If you remember the game, Ragni, that should help. The next one is 13. So Pragnyaha was a wise man. 13 is Shulkam. Shulkam. Shulkam is fee, the fees. Shulkam. The 14th one is Shuklam. Shuklam is white. So do you see that when one Vyanjana which took the first place in the previous word takes the second place in the next word, the complete meaning changes and the word looks totally different. So please observe, Shulkam is the 13th one, Shuklam is the 14th one. So observe which Vyanjana is coming first. The 15th one is Tarhi. Tarhi. When Repha or Rakara comes first, where does the symbol come in the next letter when it combines with the next Vyanjana? Really focus on this. I think it was the 4th type when we learned types. 16th one is Sammatihi. Sammatihi. Look at the stress for ma. Think about what letters combine together. Sammatihi. Sammatihi means approval. Tarhi means then. 16 was Sammatihi. Is this the sa in soft, the sha in harsh, or the sha in shell? The next one is 17. Saptaha. Saptaha. So we never put two visargas next to each other. That doesn't happen. So we have to put the hakara here. Saptaha. So when you hear two has, don't write two has, write a hakara and then a visarga. And saptaha, observe the pta. There are two ways of writing this, on top of each other or next to each other. Any way is accepted. 18th one is brew. Brew. So in the dictation for assignment 1, we had boo. And now I think everybody got that one right. This is brew. So we just add a rakara after the b. The 19th one is tra. This is really a hard one. The symbol is totally different. Ushtraha. Ushtraha had this kind of a symbol. Tra. The next one is the 20th one. Stia, stia, stia. So there are 3 consonants coming together to form this. Write each consonant as half and write the last one fully. I think you'll get the right answer. Stia, stianaha, stianaha. Yeah, I think that's the only example I can think of right now. Matsya, matsya is also an example. Oh, sorry, matsya is not. Stiana is the only. In matsya, ta comes before the sa. The sa and then ya. Tsiya. So this is stia. Sa, ta and ya together. Stia. So that is the difference. I think I got a question regarding that as well. We'll discuss after the exam. So the next one, 21st one is Shri. Shri. Sha and Ra combined to form a different letter. 22nd one is Putraha. Putraha. Putraha is son, like son, daughter, son, not the son as in the son, S-U-N, it's S-O-N. Putraha. Tra, remember how to write tra? We just discussed this. Putraha. Don't forget the visarga at the end. 23rd is Dugdham. Dugdham. Observe how ga and dha combine together. Dugdham. Dugdham is also milk, like the third one, which was kshiram. The 24th one, please write the number 24 in Devanagari. And then write Chatur Vimshati. Chatur Vimshati. So Chatur Vimshati means 24. And this is the 24th question. And you should write the 24 number in Devanagari as well as the complete word, like 24. Chatur Vimshati. The last word, 25th word is Riktham. Riktham. There is a Mahaprana, Riktham. Riktham is wealth. You can raise your hands when you are completed. No visarga for 24th word. I said Chatur Vimshati. Okay, so now I'll repeat all the questions once again, so you can check. We'll be going in the order. So please listen carefully. First one is Lanka. Lanka. Second one is Shighram. Shighram. Third is Kshiram. Kshiram. Fourth is Pakvam. Pakvam. Fifth is Rukmini. Rukmini. Sixth one is Adbhutam. Adbhutam. Seventh is Padmam. Padmam. Eighth is Samudram. Samudram. Ninth is Indraha. Indraha. 10th one is Krishnaha. Krishnaha. 11th, Dhakka. Dhakka. 12th is Pragnyaha. Pragnyaha. 13th is Shulkam. Shulkam. 14th, Shuklam. Shuklam. 15th, Tarhi. Tarhi. 16th, Sammatihi. Sammatihi. 17th is Saptahaha. Saptahaha. 18th is Bru. Bru. 19th, Tr. 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 20th one is Stia. Stia. 21st is Shri. Shri. 22nd is Putraha. Putraha. 23rd is Dugdham. Dugdham. 24th is, write the number 24 in Devanagari and then write Chaturvimshati. Chaturvimshati. 25th is Riktham. Riktham. So that was the writing part. Next, we move on to the reading part. So let me just upload something for now. Okay. Some of you in the reading part have uploaded this picture itself. So that's not accepted. You have to upload a video. Audio is also accepted if you know how to upload an audio. But video, I thought it's easier to upload. So please don't just take a picture of this and upload that. Please upload the video. We can start here. So you have to just read the words in order, practice a few times, and then you can do your recording and submit it. So I won't be doing this now because you have to do it on your own. You have a few days time to submit it though. If you didn't listen to my pronunciation, no worries. You can, once this video releases in 24 hours, you'll be able to go back and listen to it again. I won't be repeating again. And one more thing I wanted to do now was in Paint, I wanted to show you, yeah, no problem if you didn't take a picture of the words that's there in the Google Forms. The Google Forms has the words for reading. For writing, I think it's okay. You can wait for this recording. After 24 hours, it's going to be released. So you can go back and listen to my pronunciation for how many times you need it. We'll go to Paint. So this is an interesting word which I wanted to share, which has many consonants together to form it. So before that, first I need to discuss Matsyaha. So it is Matsya. The Ta and Sa, observe that their positions. The question we had in the exam now was Stya. So you had to write it like Stya. This was Stya. Okay. So the word I'll dictate it once. Try to write it down if you can. Kartsnya. Kartsnya. So there are so many letters combined together in this. I'll show you how it's written. Kartsnya. So how do you read this? First you read ka, then you go here and read ra, kartsnya. Then you read the whole train of letters, ta, sa, na, ya. So there are 5 consonants here. We'll break it down. K plus a plus r k plus s, then n, and then y, then the akara at the end. So this is how it looks like. Yeah, so ka plus a, sorry about that. It is ka. Kartsnya. Kartsnya. Try to write it down. This word means like entirety or everything, the entire thing. It's like this is the feminine word. So kritsnam, kritsnaha, kritsnam. So we can learn kritsnam. That is written similarly. Kritsnam. Sorry. Kritsnam. So that doesn't have the yad. So I chose this word. Kartsnya. K plus a plus r plus t plus s plus n plus y plus a. So we have 5 consonants together. We'll do the ending prayers and conclude the class. The repha goes on top of the last line. Let me re-clarify that actually. Yeah. So as shown here, the repha goes on top of the last line. Kartsnya. It always goes on when there's 2 lines, it's always on the second one. Anything. Even if it is au, if it is o, it always goes on the last line you see. That's a standard rule. So I think that's your question. Okay. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityormamritangamaya Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. If you have any questions, you can stay back and ask. Tomorrow we have a valedictory session, and we also have 2 shlokas which I will be discussing, and maybe a few of the sentences. So you may please submit your assignments before 20th November. and to see you tomorrow. Please attend tomorrow's class. It is our last class.
Ma'am, I have a doubt. Hello.
Hello.